The immediate window is another debugging window in Visual Studio. It can be used at design time or debug time to evaluate expressions, execute statements, print variable values, and so forth. To demonstrate this, I've opened the Using Immediate Window project. Let me show you the default position of the immediate window. Press F5 to run my application with a debugger attached, and then I'll click on this Immediate Window button. That causes a breakpoint to be hit in my code. Look at the lower section of my window. There is the immediate window. This is the default location. If you do not see this, you can add it to your Visual Studio IDE by going to the Debug menu, choosing Windows, and then selecting Immediate. Now, the immediate window can be used to query any item or run any arbitrary code. Since I'm sitting at this breakpoint and I'm inside my windows, one of the things I could do is query that button that's on my interface. So I could say this immediate window dot width and print out the results, 156 pixels. I can make arbitrary calls to any method. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm going to shut this down and show you how you can use the immediate window in design time. To add an immediate window, I'll choose Debug, Windows, Immediate. Now I have a design time version of the immediate window. You can see the code I ran a few minutes ago. I'll show you how I use the immediate window on some projects. I'm going to open this financial.cs file, and I'm going to look at this get current loan rate. How do you invoke a method in your application so you can debug it? Well, one of the ways I do this is by creating a unit test or writing a test harness page. I'll run this in the immediate window by typing in my class bank.financial.getCurrentLoanRate and pressing the Enter key. Now I see the results in the immediate window. To rerun that line of code, I press the up arrow. I can keep pressing the up arrow to look at the other items I've run in this window. And I can clear the items by right-clicking and choosing Clear All. I'll put a breakpoint on line 14 by pressing F9, and then I'll come down here and run that financial call again. When I press the Enter key, Visual Studio starts up a debugging session, an ad hoc debugging session, and runs my code and then lets me stop and look at this code. At this point, I can use the normal procedures in debugging. I can press F11 to step through a line of code. I can look at the call to this get bank rate from system, and so on. I can rewind back to that previous line by dragging the yellow cursor up. I can also, while I'm sitting at this one breakpoint, I can test other portions of my application. For instance, I can go to this online services and put a breakpoint here in this get bank rate from system. I'll put a breakpoint here by pressing F9, switch back to this window by pressing Control Tab. Now I'll go to my debug version of the immediate window and type in bank.online services. Do you see I'm getting IntelliSense now that I'm at a breakpoint? And I'll make this call. Now remember what I'm doing. I'm sitting at one breakpoint. I'm going to run this code in the immediate window, and that will take me over to my other breakpoint. So this is a way of running any ad hoc code at any time in your application and investigating portions of your application. So you can think of it as a mini query window for investigating the state of your application at any moment in time. Let's recap. The immediate window provides a way to run ad hoc, arbitrary code while editing or debugging your code.